Hi everybody, my name is Brian Hosey. I'm the division manager of the firm's Mid-Atlantic division, and I'm here to talk about the butterfly effect. And this is all about how small changes in your business can produce massive results. To do this, I want to tell the story of Edward Lorenz. Lorenz was a meteorology professor at MIT back in the 60s. And he was experimenting with prediction models using advanced computers at that time. And he was trying to figure out how to predict the weather. And in his mind, he came up with 12 different variables to try to do that. For example, wind speed, air temperature, air pressure, water temperature, etc. And he was putting all of these variables into his computer system to try to figure out how that would impact weather patterns. And one day he made a very tiny mistake. He rounded off a number 3 decimal places in, and it produced a very different outcome in his prediction model. And this was a massive insight at the time that one tiny change in one input in a complex system can have a massive effect downstream. And this idea became known as the butterfly effect. And the image that he used is a butterfly flapping its wings and then producing a tornado 2 weeks later. Now, Lorenz's work ended up falling into obscurity after the 60s, and really it was forgotten about until it was resurrected right around the late 70s, early 80s, and became the foundation for chaos theory. And at that time, people were trying to figure out how to predict moves in the stock market, weather again, pandemic response and traffic patterns and all these other things, and it became back in style, if you will. Now I want to talk about what the butterfly effect is not. It doesn't mean that a direct input will always have an outsized output. It doesn't imply leverage all the time. I want to read a quote from Stanley McChrystal's book, Team of Teams, which summarizes this quite nicely. In popular culture, the term butterfly effect is almost always misused. It has been synonymous with leverage, the idea of a small thing that has a big impact, with the implication that, like a lever, it can be manipulated to a desired end. This misses the point of Lorenz's insight. The reality is that small things in a complex system may have no effect or might have a massive effect. It is virtually impossible to know which will turn out to be the case. Let's talk about how this applies to your business. The butterfly effect means that one little thing could be the next thing between you and your next deal. For example, attending a training event just like this. It might give you one little insight that allows you to get that next listing or to close a deal. It could be learning about how to overcome an objection that allows you to close another deal. It could be going to a networking event where you meet that one person that you've been trying to get in touch with for a year that turns into a listing. It could be having coffee with an attorney, an accountant, a property manager, somebody that is connected to our business that might know an owner that is considering selling, or might know a buyer that wants to buy one of your listings, and you don't know when that's going to occur. So part of this business is the foundation of the basics, calls, meetings, and proposals, and all the activities that we know will produce results with a little bit of that X factor, that hard to put your finger on thing that might get you to the next level. Let's talk about some ways you can apply the butterfly effect. So the first question I would ask is, what are some things that you're doing now, small things that are having an outsized effect in your business? What's working and what can you double down on? Number 2, what are some things that you're not doing that you know you should be doing that might have an outsized effect to your business? And start those now. And number 3, what are 3 connections that you can make? Who are 3 people out in the market, maybe vendors, other owners, other brokers, anybody that might produce an outsized effect to your business?